Hello, Ruby. I hope all is fine with you.
Hey, Alice. What is the problem? Were you in need of my assistance? Today is a busy day for me.
I'd want to ask you a question. That's all. I heard you're going to the beach with my brother Ryder on vacation.
What's that? Where did you get the information? I don't recall telling you anything about it. It's just a family vacation for our daughter and us.
I believe your daughter informed my mother. My mother later informed me about it.
So that's why you're aware of it. Emma couldn't possibly keep it a secret because she's so eager to go to the beach. I can see why she would bring it up with her grandmother. This is our first trip to the beach with her.
I can't believe you didn't invite me along. I'm your in-law's sister. You should have invited me. I'm feeling so isolated right now.
Why do you feel isolated? I don't believe we are obligated to invite you. Sorry, but Ryder and I had already chosen to take a family vacation with Emma. This is a vacation for just the three of us. We've been discussing it for quite some time.
So you don't consider me a family member? That infuriates me. I'm not sure how you can be so cruel to me.
I'm not attempting to offend you in any way. We merely arranged this trip for the three of us. We don't want anyone else to join us. We don't dislike you or anything.
When my mother found out about this, she was furious. I believe she wished to be included as well. She was ranting about how you constantly make plans without involving any of us. Do you have no feelings for your parents-in-laws?
That was never my intention. I care deeply about your parents. I believe I also include her in many of our family's plans. We try to see her at least once a month, despite the fact that it takes almost 2 hours to get there. I also drive her to the hospital whenever she needs to see a doctor. We're also the ones that foot the bill for all of the meals at family gatherings. It would be inaccurate to suggest that I don't care about my in-laws.
Everything you described is exactly what Ryder should be doing as the elder child. It's his responsibility. You chose to marry him. Regardless of the situation, you should do what you just listed. I believe you should quit behaving so arrogantly simply because you do the things you stated.
I apologize if I appeared haughty. That was never my intention. I just wanted to express how much I cared for my in-laws' parents. I am concerned about you as well.
I don't think so. If you truly believe that, I want you to demonstrate it. A beach holiday would be an excellent occasion to put your skills to the test. We would all love to join you on a beach holiday.
What exactly do you mean? Right now, I'm a little perplexed.
Stop behaving as though you have no idea what I mean. If you truly care about us, you should bring us all to the beach.
What exactly do you mean by us?
My mother and father, as well as the rest of my family. There are 5 of us.
Wait a minute. I understand why you want me to include you and your parents in our vacation plans. Why should I invite your husband and child? They are unrelated to this.
In fact, I believe my mother would be a lot happier if my entire family attended. Even when we were little, Mom and Ryder never seemed to get along. That is why I believe she would like me and my family to attend. If you invite my family, it will fix all of your problems at once.
Who is going to pay for everyone to come with us? You should know that a beach trip is not cheap.
Of course, you're going to pay. Ryder must make a lot of money, right? I can't believe you're attempting to make us pay for ourselves.
Are you serious about making us pay for all of you? Does your husband also have a full-time job? Can't you at least cover your own expenses? If necessary, I suppose we can pay for your parents.
Why don't you just pay for us all? What's the distinction between 3 and 8 people? Even with 8 people, the price will be around the same.
Did you really just ask me what the distinction is? That is nearly 3 times the number of persons. We had planned to go as just the 3 of us. I'm not even sure whether I can book hotel rooms for 5 more people. I believe the hotel is already booked. The hotel where we'll be staying is really popular. It is usually very rapidly filled.
That action is entirely up to you. Please find a solution for us.
You're being totally absurd right now. If the hotel is fully booked, there is nothing I can do.
If you really don't want us all to come, I'll tell my mother. I'll also tell her that you're not inviting us because you despise us.
That was never something I said. Please refrain from twisting my words. I just don't think it's fair to expect us to foot the bill for all 5 of you. I'm also not sure if adding 5 persons to the reservation is possible.
Stop making up excuses. If you want to get along with my family, I believe you should just listen to what I'm saying. Take us all on vacation with you and we'll be happy.
Ryder, hello. Do you have any free time today? I need to speak with you about something.
Yes, I am currently on my lunch break. I'm free to speak now. What is the problem?
I recently received text messages from your younger sister, Alice.
Is it her again? Are you alright? What did she say this time to you? Did she make another request for money?
This time, it wasn't about money. She has asked to join us on our beach holiday.
What? I can't believe she's putting that question to you. How did she know we were going on a beach vacation?
Remember last week when you went to see your parents? I believe Emma inadvertently informed your mother about it that day. Your mother most likely informed Alice later, and she is now demanding that we bring her and her family with us.
I really wanted to go on this vacation because it's just the 3 of us. If they come with us, where are they going to stay? The hotel we reserved is quite popular, so I'm sure it's already packed.
Yes, I told her, but she ignored me. She told me to come up with a solution. She's also trying to make us pay for all of them. I think there are 5 more people in all.
I'm hoping she's not serious. They're attempting to tag along and demand that we pay for everything?
That's pretty much it.
That is just not going to happen. We will not be paying for the rest of my family to join us on our holiday. This is something they always do to me. They claim that because I am the eldest son, I should be responsible for everything. My family has a significant problem.
Could you please inform Alice that they will not be able to join us on our vacation? It's difficult for me to say no to them.
That's perfectly fine. You can either rest or leave it to me. I'm so sorry that my family is being so impolite to you.
It's okay. You don't need to apologize. It's partly my responsibility for not being able to express myself clearly to them.
It's completely not your fault. My family members are simply spoiled. I'll call my mother and sister right away. I'll make it obvious to them that they cannot accompany us on this vacation. When I return home, I'll tell you what they say to me.
I apologize for causing you so much bother. Thank you very much for taking the time to accomplish this for me.
Ruby! What exactly did you do? Did you mention anything to Ryder, my brother? He just told me that we are not allowed to join you on your beach holiday. He stated that we could only accompany him if we paid for ourselves.
I'm sorry, but that's what we agreed on. I don't think we should have to pay for all 5 of you.
This is unbelievable. How did you think of this? My mother is currently enraged. She was looking forward to her trip.
I'm sorry, but you won't be able to accompany us this time. I hope you can see why we made this choice.
This decision will not be accepted by us. We will not forgive you. You should be cautious.
Hello, Ruby. Did any of my family members text you?
Yes, Alice texted me just now. She appeared to be enraged at me.
That moron. I'm sorry if she said anything bad to you. I told her unequivocally that they would be unable to accompany us. I also instructed her not to contact you again. She also stated that they would be joining us on our vacation whatever. I have no notion what they have in mind.
I believe we'll be all right. They only know we're going on a beach vacation. They have no idea where we're going or what hotel we'll be staying at.
I'm hoping everything will be fine. The truth is, Alice is an expert at utilizing the internet. She constantly stalks people on social media. She's done some really awful things on social media in the past.
That is quite frightening to hear. I had no idea. I guess I should quit posting so much on social media.
Wait a minute. I believe I have discovered a solution to this problem.
What did you discover?
I believe we should no longer conceal facts regarding our vacation. We need to provide them false information. We can set them up with a trap.
A trap? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying.
We simply have to make sure they don't show up at the same time as us when we're on vacation. We can deceive them about our destination and force them to go somewhere else.
How are we going to do it? It appears to be a challenging task.
I already have a wonderful plan in mind. Are you following Alice on Instagram?
Yes, I believe we are following each other. I don't think I've posted anything about it recently. I'm not even sure if she ever looks at my page.
Alice is probably continually checking your profile to see where you're going. That's exactly the type of person she is.
What happened? Is she following me?
If she is, I wouldn't be surprised. But we can take advantage of this. I want you to post precisely what I instruct you right now.
Are you certain that we should undertake something like this? That would imply that we are fully deceiving your family.
You have nothing to be concerned about. I've had enough of my family treating me this way. My parents obviously prefer Alice's husband and daughter to us. They continue to want money assistance and other assistance from me. I can't take it any longer. It's past time to teach them a lesson. I'm going to cut ties with my entire family if they try to come on our vacation and force us to pay for everything. If that happens, I believe we'll have to move to a different apartment so they don't know where we live. Is it okay if I asked you to look for a new location to live?
Sure, I can do that. But are you certain about this?
Yes, I am certain of this. I've been considering severing relations with my family for some time. I really apologize for involving you in this mess.
It's perfectly fine. Don't be concerned about it.
Hello, Ruby. This restaurant's food is delicious. I believe this is the best dinner I've ever eaten. Guess where we are right now?
I'm sorry, but I don't know where you are.
We're staying in the same hotel as you. This is the restaurant located within the hotel.
What happened? You're staying in the same hotel as we are?
It was far too simple to discover where you were going on vacation. You should not post the name of the hotel where you are staying on Instagram.
So you discovered my location on Instagram? Isn't that like stalking?
What do you mean? We follow each other, therefore it's not stalking. I still can't believe you were stupid enough to publicize the hotel where you're staying. It made my job much easier. You should definitely be extra cautious about what you write on the internet.
So you made a reservation after reading my Instagram post?
Yes, almost. We're currently having the most costly dinner course on the menu. By the way, you're going to pay for all of this. The lodging reservations for the 5 of us came to almost $2,000. I believe the price for this supper will be approximately $1,000 as well. You'll need to pay roughly $3,000. I can't believe we're receiving everything for free.
$3,000? That's a lot of money.
If you had just invited us from the beginning, it would not have been this pricey. This is entirely your fault. You tried to keep us out of this, which is why it was so pricey. If you don't want this to happen again, pay attention to whatever I say from now on.
I can't believe Ryder predicted everything that happened.
What do you mean?
I believe there has been a misunderstanding, so please allow me to clarify. We are not staying at the hotel where you are.
Why are you lying about this? I'd already seen the proof. I came across your Instagram post.
I merely put a picture of the hotel on my Instagram story because I wanted to travel there someday. We're on vacation at another beach resort.
What happened? So you're not staying at this hotel?
We're nowhere near your location. We can't afford to stay at such a pricey hotel either.
Wait a minute. Who is going to foot the bill for all of this? We had just finished the expensive course dinner.
You made the bookings and ate everything, correct? I believe it is obvious who should foot the bill.
We can't afford to pay this exorbitant sum.
That is exactly how we feel. We're not exactly wealthy either. We've wanted to take this vacation for a long time, so we've been saving for it for about a year. We don't have enough money to pay for all 5 of you. We're also under no duty to pay for you.
I told my mother everything. I told her you had duped us. She's furious with you right now. You're in a lot of trouble now.
When things don't go your way, you always resort to your mother. You are now an adult. You should be more self-sufficient. However, there is something I'd like you to tell her on my behalf. Ryder intends to sever ties with all of you.
What did you say? Why would he do such a thing?
He told me that he's had enough of you folks being so cruel to him. What you tried to do to us on this vacation was obviously the final straw. He's furious right now. However, I completely understand how he feels. You booked an expensive hotel and ate at an even more expensive restaurant, and you expect us to pay for it all.
Why isn't Ryder returning my calls? I've already called him 5 times.
He told me he had entirely blocked your phone number. I'm going to do the same thing soon. I have no motive to talk to you now that he has severed contact with you.
But wait. Don't yet block me. I truly apologize for what I said to you. My mother is also sorry for how she treated you. We pledge to treat you better in the future, so please don't desert us. Could you at least pay the $3,000 that we owe the hotel?
Of course it's not possible. Ryder has always been the one to foot the bill for everything. I believe you and your husband should pay for something. I wish you all the best for the rest of your trip. We're having a great time at this beach resort. I'm relieved you're not here with us. Alice attempted to explain the issue to the hotel in order for them to be able to go without having to pay anything. The hotel refused to accept her justifications and demanded the whole fee. Alice's husband ended up paying the $3,000 to the hotel. I can't believe they tried to make Ryder and me pay for them. Alice and her mother sought to get revenge on us after they returned from vacation by paying a visit to our apartment. We were fortunate to have moved out the day before they arrived, so we didn't have to deal with them. Ryder anticipated such an event and kept all information about the company he works for hidden from his family. Alice has also been blocked on all of my social media sites. We were finally out of Ryder's unpleasant and violent relatives. In our new apartment, the 3 of us are living a tranquil.
Linda! Are you still a housewife?
Hi, Kane.
Cut the greeting. So, why aren't you working? You don't have a child yet.
We've only been married for less than a year. I want to prioritize my time with Dave for a while. Dave agrees with me too.
Have you been splurging since you married?
I don't believe so.
Dave hasn't been sending me as much money as he used to. He only sends me $500 a month. He used to send me $2,000 before you two married. There's something wrong.
Living expenses change after marriage.
Even so, there's definitely a reason he only sends me this much money. When I asked him about it, all he said was this is the best I can do. He hasn't even been responding to me lately.
Well, he is a busy man.
I can't live on only $500 a month. Make sure to tell Dave. You can tell him if you're not the one who's spending all his money, right?
Dave and I are married now. We need to save money for our future. He can send you more than $500 a month.
You have a smart mouth, don't you? Did you tell him to reduce my allowance?
No, we decided the amount of your allowance together.
You're going to keep all his money to yourself, aren't you? I mean, you are a housewife. You live in a nice apartment and Dave gives you enough money for living expenses. Unlike me, a single woman, you don't need so much money.
Like I said, we need to save money for our future. I'm not splurging or anything.
Oh, really? Haven't you been getting on a high horse after marrying my son and becoming wealthy? My son is an elite businessman, whereas you were just a part-time worker who didn't even go to college.
The cut down expenses and save money every month. I'm not a waste of getting money.
If so, can't you send me more money? I hate to tell you this, but he managed to get a job at a big corporation because I paid his college tuition. He grew up to be an elite businessman because of me.
I'm sure you played a big role in his success. But I know that he's also worked hard to get to where he is now.
He was able to do well because of me, am I right? Besides, I don't accept you as his wife yet. I only allowed your marriage because he said he wouldn't marry anyone else. You know that, don't you?
I do. That is why I have been trying hard to gain your acceptance.
How are you trying hard? You reduce my allowance like you want me to dislike you.
I am willing to support Dave as best I can. I believe that's my role as his wife.
Do you think that's your only responsibility? You're Dave's wife and my daughter-in-law. Talk to him about my allowance again. Or I will have second thoughts about your marriage. I checked my allowance. You know why I'm texting you, right?
To tell me the amount didn't go up?
If you knew, why didn't you send me more money? Did you forget what I told you a few weeks ago?
I did not forget. But I need you to understand that we have our own lives.
Are you saying you don't care about my life?
I believe you receive your pension. You also have an inheritance from your husband.
The inheritance for my husband is too little to live on. That's why I've been asking Dave for an allowance. I have to lower my standard of living if he only gives me 1/4 of the allowance he used to.
I felt like you've been spending too much money. Dave told me you used to go on a trip every month. Isn't that what you call splurging?
I should be allowed to go on a trip once a month. Do you want to take away the last thread of my happiness?
You have your own house. I'm sure you can go on a trip every few months if you cut expenses every month. Could you please at least try to reflect on your living expenses?
I've tried, and it's still not enough. That's why I've been telling you to send me more money. I really can't get through to you. If Dave can send me more money, you should work. You said it was your role to support Dave. But it doesn't seem like you're doing your job.
Why don't you get a part-time job, then? You're healthy enough to go on a trip every month, aren't you?
Are you going to make your elderly mother-in-law work? What a horrible daughter-in-law you are. Who do you think you are, telling me what to do? You are just a part-time worker with no college degree.
Does your extravagance have anything to do with the fact that I used to be a part-time worker?
I'm done with you. I'll talk to Dave. I can get through to a parasite that leeches off my elite son.
Dave said no more discussion was needed about your allowance.
You can't persuade me. I will go to your apartment next weekend.
There's nothing we can do even if you come here.
I'm coming anyway. Make sure you have the rest of my allowance ready. I will not leave your apartment until you give me my money. Hey, Linda! Did you really move out of your apartment? You said you two don't live here anymore.
Yes, it was hilarious that you actually went there.
Who do you think you are, laughing at me? I told you I would go to your apartment.
I told you there was nothing I could do even if you did.
I also found out something. Why does Dave get only $200 of pocket money a month? He is a highly paid elite. I was right, Dave couldn't send me more money because of your extravagance.
Kane, there is something else you should know. Dave's monthly salary is $700. He's not highly paid.
Ha! What are you talking about? Dave works for a big company. There's no way he only earns $700 a month.
He quit his job soon after we married.
He quit his job after marriage? Then how do you two make a living? The monthly rent of your old apartment was over $1,000, wasn't it?
I've been providing for us.
I've had enough of your bullcrap. How can you provide? You quit your part-time job. Oh, I see. Are you Breaking Bad?
No. I've been working at home. I was working at a restaurant at the time I met Dave. Because an acquaintance needed a hand. I worked my main job at home.
I don't believe you. First of all, Dave would never quit his job at a big company. Plus, he didn't tell me anything about it.
He was afraid to tell you. He was also stressed.
What?
Whenever he did something you didn't approve of, you would complain about it endlessly. He quit his job because of mental health issues of him. Talking to you would have been a burden on him.
Talking to me would be a burden on him? I am his mother. I raised him into a first-class elite businessman. He owes me.
You've exploited his vulnerability and taken money from him. He made an effort and studied hard to get into the top university and get a good job. He told me he paid his tuition with a scholarship and the money he earned working part-time jobs. You shouldn't take all the credit.
He grew up to be a successful man because I'm his mother.
I don't like judging people based on if they're successful or not. Dave seemed like a successful man to you. But his mental state was broken. He was mentally ill. He looks way happier now that he works a part-time job and does the housework.
My son is working a part-time job?
Yes, that's why his monthly salary is $700. He keeps $200 for himself and sends you $500. See? It adds up.
It can't be. My son earns only $700 a month? Stop joking!
I'm not joking.
I can't believe that you provide for the family. Or that Dave quit his job because of mental illness and is working a part-time job. I can't believe any of this. You made it all up just to avoid sending me money.
I just told you the truth. Dave has been feeling better lately. So I decided to tell you everything.
Back off, you psycho! Just let me talk to Dave.
I thought you texted me first.
Don't trip me up. Let me talk to my son.
Dave and I decided not to be involved with you ever again. So you will never see him.
Huh?
We won't send you any money anymore. We won't help you again. We finally made the decision together and Dave made up his mind. Please leave him alone.
You're not sending me money anymore. That's unacceptable. I won't let you have your way. I will have my son back. Prepare yourself for a divorce and regret what you've done. Linda? I'm waiting for your reply. Please. I have something to tell you. This will be the last time, so please listen to me.
Yes?
Oh, good. Dave didn't pick up my call, so I thought you wouldn't reply to me either. Thank you for replying to me.
I will change my number soon.
I don't know if that's necessary.
I don't like that you know my number. So, what did you want to tell me?
Linda. I'm sorry for everything. I contacted you to apologize.
What happened? Your attitude is different compared to yesterday.
I just called the company Dave used to work. For they told me he quit a few months ago.
I see.
I realized that you were telling me the truth. I'm sorry I said hurtful things to you. I didn't know that you've been supporting Dave.
That's okay. I wasn't expecting your apology. I won't ask you for more than to reflect on yourself from now on.
About my allowance. Are you really not going to send me money from next month?
No.
Can you please think about it again? $500 is enough.
Did you really reflect on yourself? You receive enough pension to make a living, don't you?
To be honest, I borrowed some money from loan sharks. So I can't live on my pension.
And you had an inheritance from your husband. That is all you're doing.
You're right, but please. Please give me allowances for 3 more years.
I'm sure you can earn $500 every month if you work.
My back candies have been getting weak lately. I have trouble going outside.
You went to our old apartment just yesterday, didn't you?
I got a cab.
That's why you can't save money.
I won't get a cab as much as possible. I will also cut expenses. So would you please continue to send me money?
Dave has already given you enough money. He was sending you so much money every month that he couldn't save money for himself.
But his salary was high until he quit his job. He was an elite businessman.
You call him an elite businessman, but he was just an employee. He wasn't paid as highly as he thought he was. You used to ask him for money besides your allowances, didn't you?
I will apologize to Dave too.
Dave says he doesn't want to talk to you, so that's unnecessary. All we want is not to get involved with you again.
Please, Linda. Please give me one more chance.
We gave you a chance. Dave been sending you money for a long time. I told you to reflect on your living expenses. I did what I could for you to make a change.
I used to think you were splurging. So I didn't listen to you, and
Oh yeah, you called me a parasite.
I'm so sorry for hurting you and Dave. I will never do it again. So please don't stop sending me money for a while.
It's too late now. As it turns out, you're the one leeching off Dave. Stay out of our lives and regret what you've done for the rest of your life. I can't get through to a parasite that leeches off my husband. I haven't been in touch with my mother-in-law since then. To be more precise, she doesn't have the means to contact me since I changed my number. My husband and I are relieved to have finally broken up relations with her. My mother-in-law's words tortured my husband. Growing up, he had a harshly disciplined upbringing and was pressured to work for a big company. Since he became an adult, his mother had taken all the credit for his success and exploited him. He wanted to break off relations with her for a while. But it was difficult to get over the brainwashing he had had since childhood. Since he had mental health issues caused by work and started receiving counseling sessions, he started to recover and wanted to face the issues with his mother. He managed to tell her everything and broke off relations with her. He is finally free from her. It is clear that my mother-in-law will be in financial difficulties. But she is the one to blame. The place my husband and I moved to has no relation to her whatsoever. My husband quit his part-time job upon moving and has been helping me work from home. He also does the housework. He couldn't even do the choice when he was ill, so I'm very happy about his recovery. We will keep on supporting each other and to build a happy family.
I have some great news for you. I finally got pregnant with Levi's child. Oh wow, what a great time.
That's right. I had morning sickness, so I went to the store to buy a pregnancy test.
I tested and it was positive. Everything just went perfectly according to plan.
Now I have him all to myself, and now there's a child between us.
According to the plan? What are you talking about? My plan is to get his child pregnant so I can live in this big house and use some of his money. I will eventually become your rich and live a lavish lifestyle.
My plan will finally be complete when your divorce from him is over. There's no reason for you to be his wife anymore. Hurry up and divorce him, ugly cow. I guess it makes sense.
You seem very calm about me finding out. Don't you realize the terrible thing you're doing?
Well, I'm a bit surprised you found us, but honestly, I don't really care if you know about what we're doing behind your back. Levi seems happy to see me every time because I am so much more attractive than you. Everyone knows that I'm one of the hottest moms in the area. I also don't mind being found out because I can divorce my husband and pay any settlement fees if I'm sued for cheating.
Do you really think you can get away with this easily? You are destroying a marriage, you know.
Yeah, I think I'll be perfectly fine. By the way, it's not a big deal. I'm just sleeping with your husband. And he told me that he will make sure you get nothing in the divorce. He'll get the family's attorneys to do whatever they can to make sure. Absolutely no risk to me at all.
Oh, I understand. That's it. I guess his whole family is quite rich and has a lot of savings.
Yeah, exactly. He won't be in trouble with money anytime soon. The big house we're sleeping in right now is also his property, isn't it? This place is awesome.
I think it's his parents' property, but they let him use it.
Haha. It's basically the same thing. It's still his home.
I don't really care who owns the house. How long are you going to stay here? You are not welcome if you are not paying attention now.
What? Are you going to kick me out? Isn't it your fault that you got home an hour early? I could stay a little longer if you don't go home.
Have you forgotten that summer vacation has begun? I need you to leave.
I know that summer break has begun, but why does that matter?
My daughter went out with her friends. I don't want her to see her dad and her friend's mom having fun in the bedroom together.
Fine, I'll be ready to leave if you stick around like this.
Are you getting dressed right now?
Of course not. What do you think we are doing? I'll change in a little while. Oh wait, where did my clothes go? Levi couldn't find his clothes either. How did it all disappear?
Oh, I should apologize about your clothes. They were all left on the living room floor, so I collected them all and threw them out.
What? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, I don't want you to run away.
Don't worry, I won't run away. I just want to go back to my home. Just give me back my clothes so I can go home like you want.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that.
What? Why don't you let me go home?
Miranda, I know that you and Levi have been sneaking around behind my back for about half a year now.
So you've known about it this whole time? You talked to me earlier as if you just found out. So to do what? Why do you have to trick me like that?
Oh, I'm sorry I lied to you. By the way, how are my acting skills? I have to take some time to get everyone here.
What are you talking about? Will everyone come here? Let me leave already. Don't treat me like a prisoner.
Looks like everyone has arrived now. Levi's parents, your husband, and I are going to come and talk to you guys for a bit.
What did you just say? Why are they all here?
I recommend finding a towel or blanket to wrap around your body. We're heading to the room you're in right now.
What is happening? Wait. You are not allowed to enter the room without my permission. I can finally relax now. Thanks to you, I had a very difficult day today. I will not forgive you for this.
I'm surprised you're still texting me after all that happened. It was only a few hours.
Well, whatever, I've gotten over it already. Have you been to your parents' house?
Yes, I did. I am at my parents' house right now with my daughter.
Good for you. You have to leave pretty soon after we talk. You look really desperate packing all your stuff while everyone else screams at me and Levi. People shouting at me is a bit scary, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad to see you walking out of the house looking miserable. You look like you're about to cry. Anyway, I just went back to Levi's place. Now we don't need to worry about being discovered. Guess what we'll be doing all night? Ha ha ha. It's so much more relaxing knowing that you won't interrupt us. We can also be as loud as we want.
Looks like you're having such a great time. Enjoy to the end. Do you really think you'll be able to get away with this?
Did I tell you earlier today? You can't do anything. Levi is mine now. So don't expect to live off of Levi as you once thought. Your appearance is old. I'll take them all, so you better get out of my way. Poor single mom. It's going to be tough, but I'm sure you'll get through it. Oh, I just remembered something. Levi told me to tell you that as soon as the payment fee is agreed, he will transfer the entire amount to your bank account in one transaction. Then he's done with you.
Why is he telling me that if he's doing me a favor? It is an obligation. Tell him not to talk to me so arrogantly. It's a shame.
Oh, look, you act so strong now. You've just been dumped by one of the richest guys in the area because you're so ugly.
I know that deep down you want to fall and cry. Say whatever you want to me. I don't care.
Yes, I will say whatever I want. You won't be able to stop me. I love Levi so much. I also love the big house he lives in and all the money he has. It's a great feeling to have a rich guy by your side. It's a pity you lost him, isn't it?
You really don't know how to be silent, do you?
Yes, I am very happy right now. My life will be first class from now on. I feel like I'm a celebrity's wife. I will live such a lavish life from tomorrow.
Good for you. I am very, very, very happy for you.
Okay, whatever. Shut up and go cry in a corner. I have some great news for you. I finally got pregnant with Levi's child.
Oh wow, what a great time.
That's right. I had morning sickness, so I went to the store to buy a pregnancy test. I tested and it was positive. Everything just went perfectly according to plan. Now I have him all to myself, and now there's a child between us.
According to the plan? What are you talking about?
My plan is to get his child pregnant so I can live in this big house and use some of his money. I will eventually become your rich and live a lavish lifestyle. My plan will finally be complete when your divorce from him is over. There's no reason for you to be his wife anymore. Hurry up and divorce him, ugly cow.
I guess it makes sense. Thank you very much. I can finally divorce him.
Wait, why are you happy?
I don't need a trash husband like him in my life. Oh, and you should pack your things and leave the house as soon as possible.
What the hell are you talking about? Why did we leave this house? This villa is where Levi and I will start a new life together. Don't tell me nonsense just because you're upset about what happened. What the hell is going on? Can you tell me what's going on? We have just been asked to move out of this house tomorrow.
Oh, that house is about to be sold. That's probably why you were asked to move out.
Wait, what? How can it happen? Are you the one doing this? What did you do?
Personally, I didn't do anything.
I do not understand. It explains what's happening to me right now. I thought this house was owned by Levi anyway. How can it be put up for sale without his permission? It doesn't make any sense. There is no way that this is happening legally. Can't kick us out.
That house is not really his property.
What did you just say?
It was actually his grandfather's house. Levi doesn't own the house, though he doesn't announce it. He was just allowed to live there temporarily.
Does his grandfather own this place? Why doesn't he live here then?
Well, his grandfather owns another property right next to the beach and he currently lives there with Levi's grandmother. He didn't want to leave the house empty, so he allowed me, my daughter and Levi to live there as long as we kept the house decent.
I don't know anything about that. I just assumed it was his property because he kept bragging to me about how big and beautiful the place is.
Well, it's your fault assuming Levi is trustworthy. I'm sure he would tell a mistress anything to have a better chance of scoring. I guess your plan is not a good one.
I cannot believe this. What will happen to the luxurious life I have planned if we can't live here anymore?
Who knows? Anyway, I heard that there are some potential buyers of the house and there are some workers coming to the house in the next few days to clean the house.
Will they clean this place up in a few days? That's too early.
You guys will get in the way of the cleaners if you're still there when they arrive. I recommend getting out of the house tomorrow if you can.
How could this happen to me? I don't want to deal with any of this anymore. Why does everything have to end like this?
Why do you have to keep contacting me? What time is it? I got divorced from Levi and he paid for the divorce settlement for me. We've already decided on a child support payment plan for our daughter, so we don't need to talk anymore. I really don't like having to talk to you.
We packed up all our things and left the house as we were told. We then went to Levi's parents' house, but they wouldn't let us in. They won't even talk to us. Why do they act like they hate us?
Isn't it obvious that they won't let you in? They severed all ties with Levi after finding out what you were doing.
We then decided to go to my parents' house because we didn't have a place to stay. They didn't let us in either. They told me to go now and they didn't want to see me again.
I completely understand why they act like that. You both did some pretty terrible things after all.
Shut up and keep listening. As a last resort, we decided to go to Grandpa Levi's place by the sea. I think he'll just leave us there until things settle down a bit. Grandparents have always loved their grandchildren, and I'm really attractive and approachable, so I think they'll accept us right away. They didn't even let us talk to them. They just locked the door and completely ignored us.
After all, he is a very strict and morally correct person. I guess he can't forgive you guys for having an affair.
What the hell is going on with everyone? All I do is sleep with Levi. They should be glad he's marrying someone as attractive as me. A CEO like you deserves a beautiful woman like me by your side.
Did you just say CEO? What are you talking about?
I think it will be better for him and his company's reputation if I attend all work events with him. Having an ugly cow like you around will negatively affect his company. I don't understand why people treat me like a bad guy. They should respect me.
I don't know how to tell you this, but there seems to be a misunderstanding.
I do not care anymore. I'll go ask Levi to buy us a high-rise apartment to live in. I will look down on all the poor losers in society while drinking some expensive wine every night.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Levi is just an ordinary employee. He's not the CEO.
You're really funny. It's a joke, isn't it?
Why did I lie to you? The CEO at our company is another person.
That can't be true. He was one of the former CEOs. Didn't he inherit his father's place?
Our company determines our leaders based on skill and contribution to the company. Our bloodline doesn't matter at all. By the way, I'm the manager of one of the departments.
Are you a manager? Someone like you?
Yes, I'm here. Actually, I just remember that Levi was fired a few days ago. You haven't heard from him. He was caught flirting with you during a Zoom meeting. He's also made a lot of easy mistakes lately. I don't think he can stay focused all the time with you around.
You must be kidding me. Was he fired? How did he get caught flirting with me? Wait, you're telling me he's in a meeting while we're doing it in his office?
I won't go into details because I really don't want to know about it. Why don't you just think about it? You guys were continuously sticking together when you were in that house. He also worked full-time during that time. Does it all match now? He slept and flirted with you during most of his work meetings.
Wait, you're telling me the whole company knows about that?
Yeah, pretty much. It was all your fault that he ended up losing his job and home. Your stupid plans are what caused all of this to happen to you. Though he should also accept some errors. After all, it is impossible to deceive someone alone.
My life really fell apart.
Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention. I think he used up all his savings when he paid me for settlement fees and child support. I had a very good edge and some aggressive corporate lawyers were on my side, so the amount was pretty high. His family also planned to remove him from their will so that he would not inherit any of their money or property. I'm pretty sure it's highly unlikely that he'll ever become rich again. You're about to say goodbye to your plans for a lavish life in a high-rise apartment building.
It's good now. I will end everything with him and get back to my ex-husband.
I highly doubt that will ever happen.
Why so?
Well, you cheated on him and then got pregnant with another man's child. I don't think any guy will ever forgive you for doing such a thing. I think the kid who decided to live with your ex hates you too. I don't think there's a place for you to return to in that family.
Damned! Am I really wrong? How did my plan turn out like this? I just couldn't believe it. I thought for sure that I would live a life of luxury where I would never have to work a job again. Where the hell am I going to live now? We don't have money or a house. Now there are too many problems. I do not know what to do.
Well, that's what you have to find out now. I'm going to take a long bath to relax, so I have to go. Goodbye. And never contact me again. I was really surprised with their actions after being kicked out of the house. After that, they tried to crash into Levi's parents' house and then begged Miranda's parents for help, but no one spoke to them. They then went to Levi's grandparents' house in another state. I'm pretty sure they have to spend almost $10,000 on all transportation with hotel fees to get to those places. Considering that both are currently unemployed, I'm sure that has hurt their wallets a lot. After being rejected by all their relatives, they decided to rent a cheap apartment together to live. They wanted to part with each other after all that had happened. However, they couldn't afford a place to live alone, so it was unnecessary for them to live together. In addition, all of their relatives are watching them both because they know that Miranda is currently pregnant. They are all discussing what to do with the child after she is born because they want the child to have an equal chance in life. After all, a child doesn't deserve a terrible life just because of what his parents did in the past.